Hello everyone, this is Christine Allward and I'm here to show you how to make card number 5. Now usually we make 6 cards in our Be Merry classes. This time we are making 5 and I want to show you how I did it. We are making 5 different ones, and number 6 and number 5 is combined to one, and it's I made it a fancy fold card, and this is what we will be making. Okay, so this is a card. I've opened this so many times, and that's the inside. Okay, and then it can be set up like this, or you just close it again. Okay, so you have to tie it, and that might be a challenge for some, but I couldn't tie that bow for you. Okay, so there are several parts to this video. The first part is I'm showing you what's in your kit. So this is your kit. I had to, these are extra large envelopes that I had left over from an earlier purchase. Then you will have your card base. It's 5.5 by 10, scored at 2.5 and 7.5. So it will close like that. And I will show you what to do with this next. Then you have a 5 by 10 piece of designer series paper, which I pre-scored. Again, I will show you more about it. You will have a 21-inch piece of real red sheer ribbon. You're going to have a 2 3/8 by 4 7/8. So 4 7/8 and 2 3/8. That goes on the inside. These 2 pieces are for the tag, for the words in the front, and then this is how these 3 petals and 2 leaves, and a tiny little piece that goes in the center that builds your flower. So the poinsettia, and you've done this with the others. Then there's the 2. So there's the 2 pieces for the layer 1. So this is how it has to go. Okay, so I cut 4.5 by 5.25, and I cut it in half, so it's 2.25, 2.25, and you see they match, they go together. So that's important that you pay attention to that. Okay, so this is what's in your kit. I will now show you what I did with this DSP for you, and after that I will show you another way how you could do it with our paper trimmer and make the cuts and the scores with the trimmer. But I did mark the back with pencil marks, so you see where to cut and where to fold. Okay, so here is what's in your kit, and I already pre-bent it because I had to get it into the into your envelope. Okay, so but when you turn it around, you will see that there are pencil marks, and that is what I did for you to see how I did this, because I don't have a diagram. Okay, so there's a pencil mark here from the center, which is at 2.5, down to the first score line, and you will just cut this off with your paper snips. Okay, here and here. Then I have a pencil mark. I made another pencil mark in the center here, so I was going to be sure that I'm in the center. Okay, and then I took the oops, I don't want to reveal this secret here yet. So then I made sure I was here, and at the top and I go through right the center. So it doesn't, I've done a few cards and sometimes I was off center and then the whole fold does not work. So I've made the pencil marks for you. I even pre-scored them for you. So now all you need to do is do your own fold. And when you use the paper trimmer and you forget that you're supposed to use the score blade and not the trimmer blade, that's what happens. So I was happily scoring, and oops, I cut it off. So I'm not going to be able to use this because I cut it off. Okay, for you, I'm going to just turn this around. So you got yours already bent like that. So you will bend it in all directions. And then you see these. So these you will bend here. So you can bend them on the score line and go this way. Okay, I'm going to show you the two here. Again, look at where the score line is. So you got one like this again, and then we're going to have another one scored here, and you're going to go that way. Okay, so these are yours. See, you have a diamond here, and that's what you want to have. Okay, this is what you want to have. And this side, it's not going to happen. So I'm not going to cut up another one. I will show you the fold. Full fold, all die cut out, will look like this. Okay, so this is trimmed off, the edges are trimmed off. This is still 10 long. And then you have all your pieces to go like this, right? And it doesn't really matter if it's 100%. Oops. So if it's 100%, it just needs to fit inside the card. So let's set this aside, and you're just gonna watch the videos, the video on how I did the scoring and the folding using the paper trimmer. Okay. Now the key thing here is, so now I have another piece of DSP, and this is 10 by 5 out of a 12 by 12 piece, so 10 by 5. And now I'm going to score along the long side at 1 1/4. Oops. 1 1/4, 2 1/2, 3 3/4, I need to open the arm. 6 1/4, 7 1/2, and 8 3/4. And the piece is 10 wide. Then what you do is you make a mark, a pencil mark, at the, oops, where are we here? Here we go. At the 2 1/2 mark in the center. Oh, up here. And same here. All right, so now we need to cut this off. So we got this to go to here, and we're gonna cut this triangle off. We're gonna cut the triangle off here again. And we'll do the same on the other side. There's my mark, and we're going to cut off the triangle. Cut off the triangle. So now we're getting there. Okay, so now we need to do one more score job. We need to score across. Okay, so what you do is you put the tip in and line it up with the top, the end of this line. So make sure you move this up. So you're gonna score this, and you're gonna do the same thing here and here. And we're gonna do the same thing over here. So I'm going to set this aside, and we're going to do some stamping first, okay? So there are 2 pieces that need to be stamped. One is to go on the tag, and one is for the inside. So let's stamp the inside first. It's the warm wishes from our house to yours, and I'm putting that at the far top of the card, so that I do have room to write a little bit at the bottom. Okay, that's that. And the second piece is the Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas goes right here. And it gets attached to the green. It gets attached to the green tag. Okay, and this gets attached to the inside. So let's do this right now. Let's do some gluing here. Okay, so this goes on the inside. There's a very, very tiny frame around it. Okay, a very tiny frame around it, because there's so much green and so much red, so I wanted to have this big enough. And this just gets attached to the back of this one. Okay, that's our sentiment, and that's for the inside. Okay. Next step, we're going to do some gluing. Okay. So what I want you to do, now you go from one score line to the other, and it should be 5. And you make sure you mark it at 2.5. Here again. It's 5 across, and you want to go up 2.5. So this is where that will help us to find our center, right? So this is when we put the paper down, and we won't have to remove any pencil marks after. So I'm just going to glue this on. Okay. So I'm going to start at the bottom. So there's my mark, and I'm going to start at the bottom and find my center, and then go down a bit. And then the one above should be straight anyway. Okay. So now when it is all open, you see what's happening here? It fits, okay? So when it's all open, it fits. So now we can do this. Now we're going to bend over the triangles. And we're going to put that down. Gentle, you don't want to have anything run out on you, any glue. I put a little bit too much here, so I want to be careful that I don't ooze it out. So only glue on the triangle area. Then we'll turn the card, and I'll do the same thing here. You get adhesive only on the triangle part. See, your point has to be at the very end. And if you've done your diamond fold, it's already sticking up here. So let's turn this again. And then, you see how your card folds? Yay, we did it! Next step will be, you need to figure out which one is the right side. So this is my right one. This goes on this side. Okay, so this goes here. Only on one side you glue it down, because your ribbon will be tied on top of this piece here. So you want to just go like this. Okay, turn it. So now we're going to pull in our ribbon. So you have a 21-inch piece of ribbon, and you need to measure seven of your ribbon, and 7 of the ribbon will stick out on this end here. So you need 7 to be here. So this piece needs to be 7. And then what you do with the rest, you just take a Stampin' Seal, like run it just so you can tape your ribbon down. Just a little bit, so it's fastened, okay? This is what the ribbon needs to look. This needs to be much longer than that, because the ribbon gets tied here. And now we're gonna take this, so pay attention to the ribbon. So you want to have 7 inches sticking out. And now you're going to put this down, and it's going to cover your ribbon. All right. Okay, so this is what you need. Okay, let's set this aside. Next step will be building our flower. So the flower, I'm just going to attach, put some glue down here. Put this first petal on. Okay, so now this one goes on here. Then we will just cover it with the flower, with the petal, the third petal. And it doesn't matter if it looks out. And then I'm just gonna add some glue to this. I can do it with my silicone brush. I probably should, because it's sticking through there. Okay, and then we'll just cover that and pound it down. Then I turn it around and I add 3 dimensionals on the back, because I want this thing to stick down well. Okay, so now we need to know where we want to place it. The other thing that goes down is our tag. So the tag will go here, the flower will go up there. Okay, so let's do the tag. So I've added glue to this, to half of the tag in the back. And there's my flower. We can actually open this up. So now I want to place my leaves. So one leaf is definitely going to go at the top. And you just want to put the glue on this part. It's going to overlap with the second opening. And the second leaf I'm going to put here. Yep, that can go right down there. All right, and then we're gonna just take the backing off. Got it off all. And then we're just gonna put the flower there. Now the flower can stick over. It shouldn't stick over past this end, but it can stick over the other side. All right, so that's perfect. So now we can close it. Look at it, it fits, it goes, yay! So now to close it, you just have to make a nice bow. Just tie it down. It's not going to be a huge bow because it would stick out too far on the side. So, but there's enough material for you to make a nice bow. Okay. All right, our card is done. How nice is that? This is what it looks like when it's open. And this is what it looks like when it's closed. And the back is just like that. Okay. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.